But
Yes.
how do you communicate that to somebody that's just the average Joe? But like you said, there's always something else. Like, I mean, I am also interested in photography, and you got the photo negatives, the whole story about
Right.
the how that came about initially, and I think it's what's really amazing about it is the Catholic Church is universal, and so is the Shroud. There is something
Hmm.
in it for absolutely everyone, and it's all coming down to
That's
this
right.
one point, which is Jesus. And it's such a
Yeah.
great analogy of like just life, that the Catholic
Right.
Church teaches. Like this is the cornerstone, Jesus, and from that everyone can come into it.
That's it. And there's something surprising about that. For me, I remember being in Hong Kong several years ago before COVID, and I was asked to speak at like the 29th floor of some GP Morgan. It had nothing to do with a church. It wasn't. I think I was the only Catholic in the room, but I was invited to share on the Shroud, and I was like, okay, not sure how this audience is going to go, and yet everyone was as interested as if I were in a Catholic church. And it was eye-opening to me to realize that this is look, if I give a homily more than 7 minutes, people start to look at their watches in America, especially, right? But you can't go long enough when it comes to unpacking the passion, death, and resurrection of Jesus in light of the shroud. I've just experienced it for years on end in so many cultures and different languages. It's the same. People are thirsty for it. And I think it's because it's a different inroad into that same story. It's kind of like when you're in the Holy Land. For those who've made a pilgrimage, they'll know exactly what I mean. There's something special about being in the place, touching with your hands, seeing with your eyes, walking the same seashore as Jesus in the Sea of Galilee, for example. There's something different now. You've read this story maybe 100 times since the time you were a child, and yet there's something new. It's like, wow, this isn't fables or fairy tales. This is real, and the implications of that just settle upon you, and it moves you. And so I think it's the same with the shroud. It's all the questions that I get after giving a presentation on the shroud are always so surprising, because sometimes they're more about those implications. People are already putting the pieces together, and now it's like, whoa, if this is real, what's that next step? What's that next question that I have? And you can't expect that. You can't see coming like a question about, oh, and now yeah, what about purgatory again? Or what about intercession of the saints? You're like, how does that connect? And of course, people are just working through in their minds the implications of the truth of Jesus's death and resurrection. It's like Paul said, if Christ isn't risen, my preaching is in vain, and your faith is in vain. And of
Mm.
course, if it did happen, it's not in vain, and hang on to your hats, right? Because we're going somewhere.